Are you ever bummed about the severe decline of biodiversity on Earth? Absolutely, it's like nature's endless playlist lost some of its greatest hits. But on the bright side, we've still got the chance to remix the future by protecting what's left and supporting conservation efforts. Let's not be the generation that only knows animals through VR headsets. It's incredibly scary. The value of lost life is uncalculatable because we don't know what they could have potentially given or done for humanity. And them being lost means we may never. Outside of human cost from loss of potential, it's also profoundly sad. I'm more bummed out by the people who don't care. They waste the Earth's resources and say what? I'm just one person, nothing I do will have much effect. And buy like one paperclip on Amazon and have it delivered to their house. My other pet peeve is food waste. That really gets to me on a visceral level. I'm 65 years old. When I was a little boy, my father told me mankind was the cancer of the Earth. I didn't understand what he meant then, but I certainly do now. Absolutely. We are currently in another era of mass extinction. It seems humanity's selfishness, stupidity, and desperation knows no bounds. It would be amazing to see any local habitat fully restored to what they once were. I am much more bummed out that we are the last Homo species standing. As little as 20,000 years ago, we rubbed shoulders, mingled and bred with at least two sister species of Homo go back 50 kia plus, as we inhabited the same countries as 7 or more modern Homo species and/or archaic Homo species as well. To have walked this planet at that time would have been amazing in that respect. And most if not all of those species went into making us as we are today. Homo sapien sapien. Yes, I'll tell a good news story for people here. We bought a house on 8 acres 4 years ago. Diverse environment with a large field, pasture, woodland, and a creek. The person we purchased from had lived here 40 plus years. She used commercial landscaping with lots of chemical spray for outside and inside. We went 100 natural. We planted deer plot and zone-specific wildflowers, and we have endangered native grasses. We don't mulch and dispose of leaves, they stay until spring, then we move them to the woods. We had a mom turkey with 5 babies last year. Our neighbor said he hadn't seen them in 20 years. We have tons of bugs, lizards, snakes, mammals to include bobcat, skunks, and badgers. The only house with a ton of lightning bugs. The good news is you can rehabilitate a property. Urban creep is happening around us. But we try to keep our small patch a sanctuary for animals that have been relocated due to green space destruction. We don't have a lot of frogs or toads, but I'm hoping that changes. Humans and domesticated animals make up 97% of global mammalian biomass today. I've read once of someone who proposed renaming humans from Homo sapiens to Homo ecophagus to better describe what we actually are like. That's living in my head rent-free now. I think he called us cancer, and our cities are like growing tumors on the planet. Living in one such tumor, it does feel surreal and sad to me often, how methodically we go through contributing our little part to the 6th mass extinction. Even just driving out to admire what's left of nature is paradoxical in a way. Best I can do to help that situation is not reproduce, I think. Nah, this ball of rock made it through the Permian-Triassic extinction event. It'll keep going, and no matter what we do to it on our way out. California did not have a grizzly species, it had a grizzly variety. It was the same species as all the other grizzlies, but with a tawny coat. All domestic dogs are the same species, and all domestic cats too. Whenever I think about hypothetical situations involving nuclear war, I feel more depressed about the countless species of flora and fauna that would go extinct because of us. Nature is beautiful and precious, and we're destroying her. I try not to think about the slow-rolling apocalypse that I've been keenly aware of since taking environmental science courses like 20 years ago. I think my awareness of it may be responsible for some constant background anxiety, though. Yes, but I try not to think about it. Among other things, I try not to think about due to how absolutely depressing it is. Like the fact I haven't seen any dragonflies since I was on kindergarten, or fireflies. At least where I live there's giant fat wild bunnies thriving in the blackberry bushes in the yard. I freaking love those bunnies. So pudgy and trusting. One of the mamas left her baby on our front porch that's covered underneath one of our umbrellas. 99% of the Earth's species are extinct, but that's not the worst of it. Nature and wildlife discoveries. All the time. Every day. Honestly, it's something I sob uncontrollably about at least a few times a year. Humans are sure to face extinction sometime soon. Our ability to reproduce is really hampered by plastics and pollution.